What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Westworld video. We will be discussing an interesting idea here that I have not seen anywhere else. I haven't managed to see this theory. Let's discuss it. So if you enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button and subscribe with notifications on for more so you never actually miss a video. And if you are currently subscribed before, please do unsubscribe and subscribe again, because there are some issues with some notifications there. But this week's episode of Westworld was absolutely mad and really fun at the same time. We got to learn more of the world and what was actually going on in it. So mysteries were revealed and we learned just what is happening in the re-education camps here in Westworld that we have seen quite a lot of and revolved heavily in the flashbacks for Caleb, and we saw them with William as well. In the episode though, the biggest reveal and actually the most critical to the story moving forward is that Serac's brother was simply re-educated, or not re-educated as we saw, to fit into society, but he seemingly was some sort of human-machine hybrid. Now, while we saw the previous incarnations of Rehoboam and learned about Solomon in previous episodes, we just presumed that these previous versions would have been destroyed and stripped for their newer, updated versions there, similar to what they did in Ex Machina when Oscar Isaacs destroyed all the different versions and made them into a new version of his robot girlfriend waifu. This is clearly not the case, as the first half of the episode shows how Solomon exists still and is serving some sort of purpose at the re-education camp there in Salina, Mexico, presumably existing to fix those off their own path there. As we enter the room where those who cannot be saved, so to speak, are kept, we see Serac's brother living in a containment pod, but sort of somehow is controlling Solomon. We hear the voice similar there, and here we have it. This is really what the show has actually been building to for these 3 seasons so far. A sort of human-host hybrid of the future, and is the only true way that they could live in harmony there, that the hosts and humans could live in peace. And this is simply just the start of this crazy experiment. One weird part of the scene is that we see Serac have a message to those who seemingly fail the re-education. He says that he is not himself anymore, but actually looks the same as he does throughout the entire season thus far. So in the current timeline, Solomon was actually built 20 years ago, and the thermonuclear event in Paris was 33 years ago. So we know that Caleb was one of the first people to go through this re-education process, and he seemingly went through it twice, which was 10 years ago. So between that message from Serac and the camp starting is 10 years. So it may also be even longer if it is, or if this message was simply just meant for his own brother, and somehow Serac has not actually aged a single day, not a single iota. So not only has Serac not aged, this scene also infers that there is a human basis for their predictive computer here. William did sell some data there to Serac before Solomon was actually complete, so they maybe knew of James Delos's host transfer and just what the hell was actually going on in Westworld. They would know quite a lot there. So Serac's brother was also unstable and schizophrenic, and this is how Dolores describes Solomon. This means that she's describing both the brother and the computer there because they are just the one. The biggest part missing from these predictions is the human rationale. That's why Serac keeps going off kilter there. So what if the only way for Serac's brother to exist and fit in with the world would be as a computer? As Serac has not aged a day and is able to know exactly with precision everything, I think that he turned, or at least I think he turned himself into the upgraded version there of Solomon, and he really is actually Rehoboam. And this is why he is able to lock everyone out of the machine here, because he actually is the machine. Now I know what you're thinking. He has been walking around and able to sort of interact with people. But let's not forget that every time he has been on the screen, he seemingly hasn't actually been there. Yes, he also killed Dempsey Jr. He actually killed Dempsey Sr., but this is before everyone is locked out of the system. And around the same time, his brother is actually put in the Sonora facility in Mexico. He had time to see if his brother machine thing would actually work. He's had quite a long time, so this clearly actually worked, albeit a bit schizophrenic there. He did this after the murder there of Dempsey, and Serac throughout the entire series has appeared and mostly actually been a hologram. Now, if he did interact, he more than likely would have actually been a host, and he would have made himself into a host sleeve. We haven't actually seen the real Serac interacting with anyone or anything. He is always smoke and mirrors and does not physically appear. So that is just an absolutely crazy one there. And also, when Caleb was spoken to by Solomon, it's the same as Serac speaking or narrating the episode there of his origin. It's the same kind of tone. This would also heavily play into the mirror world, as he can actually go into the simulation himself and manipulate it and change it on the fly, which he is obviously doing, and would explain why small things have been a bit different, such as the Hail message to her kids there, her death message. So what if we have seen so far is actually the simulation, and the entirety of season 3 hasn't actually happened yet? Yes, a bit mad that, and I'm not sure I would personally like that, as the whole "it's a dream" cheapens what has happened thus far. Now, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did the whole mind prison simulation very, very well a few seasons ago. So there is that, and that's coming back, so I will actually be doing videos on that when that starts later in May. But a major twist isn't exactly something to put past the Westworld creators there. However, that is it for this video. Please do subscribe with notifications on there if you did enjoy the video. If you are subscribed or have been subscribed for quite a while, you will need to unsubscribe and resubscribe to get notifications, because there is a major problem with my channel and no one is getting notifications, and none of the videos are going to my subscribers at all. But there is just that little PSA. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. The finale is next week, which I am super, super pumped for, and I'm super excited for. I've also got other videos coming up. We have got different episodes this week of the Clone Wars, so I am hype as hell for that. I might also be doing some other videos on Annihilation. I've recently watched that movie finally, and I might do an end and explain that. So if you want kind of content featuring older movies and TV shows, let me know what stuff you actually want to see, and I'll go ahead and make it. So that's it. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.